I'm drawing. It's
Okay,
a
you're drawing a snake.
dinosaur.
Oh, good. We're
Dinosaur?
drawing here. This is the Art Life video blog. Welcome. It's day 105. And my name is Lawrence Johnson, and I'm a filmmaker and a grandfather. My grandson is right here. And I've been making films since I was 12 years old.
Wow.
That's a long time.
Look, now it's a
I
dinosaur.
started out making home movies and then animated cartoons with paper cutouts and an old Bolex that my dad had, which you can do stop motion animation on. You know?
Wow.
And I would just make little paper cutouts move and do things. And then I got into live action filmmaking, and I went to college at California Institute of the Arts. And my dad is the one who actually suggested that I go into filmmaking. I wanted to be a paleontologist, like a lot of kids do, because they like dinosaurs. And then I realized that I wasn't doing very well in biology. I got a C or something. And maybe I thought, okay, geez, what am I going to do now? So I thought, well, I could be an English teacher or something. And my dad said, well, why don't you... He knew I liked to fool around with the camera, so he said, how about trying filmmaking? Because he grew up in Hollywood and he knew that people actually had jobs who were in the film industry. And so I took his suggestion, wound up going to California Institute of the Arts in the art program, and then did 2 years of art. And I got ready to go to the film program, and I had made an 8mm film there at the college with my friends while waiting to get into the film department and taking sculpture and drawing and stuff. And some senior looked at it and said, you know what, don't come to this school. They'll screw you up, and they'll tell you how to make films. And then you won't be that original anymore, because what I had done, I guess he liked. And so I kind of took it to heart, and I got really depressed and not unclear about what I wanted to do. Another teacher kind of screwed me up. Teachers sometimes can say one thing that can change somebody's life. And what she said was that, films are for people who want to sit in the dark, you know, and she made it sound sordid that I wanted to make films, and that really, I didn't know what I wanted to do after that. I thought maybe I should, you know, write plays or something. So I took off and tried to find myself.
Were your parents artistic people?
You know, my dad was in the Air Force, but he knew a lot of people in Hollywood when he grew up. And my mom was an artist. She was a Sunday artist. She painted and drew. So she's the one that really taught me how to draw and how to paint a little bit, and gave me that sort of background on drawing. That was really important to me. So yeah, so my mom, you know, and she continued to practice art as a avocation. For quite some time, until she just lost interest in that, and didn't really do it anymore. But yeah, she set me on that track, I'm sure.
Did when you were 12 and did you find the camera?
Yeah, my dad was taking movies, home movies, and with his little 8mm camera, and I just started getting interested in it, and then I sort of became the director of the home movies. So there's shots when, you know, like we were on vacation every year. We drive to California in our '57 Chevy and camp or whatever, and so there's shots that only a director would think of, like, okay, they let me off on the highway, and I would take a shot of the car going by, you know, and that kind of stuff, you know.
It's a king snake.
So
it's a king snake.
a King Snake. Good. Yeah. So, I started directing the home movies, and then I started making the animated films, and then before that, I was just doing what other kids do. I was playing with model trains, and you know, I just always. My dad, I guess another thing that my dad did was he didn't let us have a TV. We didn't have a TV. I would go to school, and everybody would be talking about the TV shows they saw last night, and I would just lie, you know, and say, no, I didn't see it. I wouldn't tell anybody that I didn't have a TV. It was kind of embarrassing. But it was good because we had to figure out other things to do at home. All during junior high school. Later on, we got a TV, but that was when I was in high school. So, that was prime time for me, you know, when I started to develop my interests. And I did. I was always on a project, always doing something.
Where was your main interest in making animated films or like live action?
At that point, I was interested in animation because Walt Disney and because the animated cartoons I liked. But I also liked live action films. I liked Hammer horror films, and, you know, Vincent Price, and I liked Twilight Zone on television and stuff. So. I had an interest in live action film, but I didn't really have a concept early on how to do that. But I could figure out, I got some books on animation and figured out how to do that. And then gradually I learned how to do live action. And so by the time I was in high school, I was doing live action film. And I got a really good boost to my little interest in film by getting a little award. Kodak used to have something called the Kodak Teenage Movie Awards. And anybody from my generation who grew up doing films like me would know about it because we probably all tried out for it. And I got an honorable mention at one time for a film that I made, and some interest from some art advocates that in the films that I was doing when I was in high school. And I was always showing the films at school, you know. And so that was, it was just what I, you know, wanted to do. I just loved the idea of creating imagery that touched people, you know.
So when you went to college, you were initially disheartened. Your phone's going off.
Oh, yeah, dang it. We might have to stop the interview.
All right, we're going to pause this and we'll come back.
Hey, Kati.